go into a partner, say for instance Softcat, whoever it is, Computer Centre, whatever it is, you go into them and you may spend a day with them, but you know the next day they're talking to someone else. How do you get a partner really entrenched and bought into the partner program with you to think actually they're going to now really promote ForeScout into their end users? Because let's be honest, if you are the likes of Computer Centre, they may be getting touted by loads of vendors all the time. So you might turn up, I like Matt, I like his team, whatever it is. When you go out the door, they're talking to someone else. So what happens?
I think it's like a partner program. I think you need to realise, and a friend of mine once said this, the channel is a mutually unfaithful relationship. It's probably the only way you can describe it, right? Channel is a mutual unfaithful. Well, exactly what you said. I can sit and have a great partner day and we can all have tea and biscuits, what I call. We've had loads of tea and biscuits. It's been amazing. We've had a great day. And tomorrow we have more tea and biscuits for someone else. You're like, well, what was the point in that? So I think, again, it goes back to authenticity. It's about maybe if I'm going to do tea and biscuits, I'm going to do it with 3 or 4 people. I'm going to do it bloody well, rather than I'm going to do tea and biscuits with 50 people and do a really poor job. So if you invest in me, I'll invest in you. But also, I think it's understanding their portfolio. So here's one for you. So when I work with GSIs, I've had some really good success with GSIs. And I'm talking the Capgeminis, the Accentures, the big systems integrators, transformational partners. And a lot of people go, I want to go and work with Cap. I'm just using Cap as an example. And Cap have got, 1,000 AWS certified people. For me, the way we made it success is we understood the way Cap sold. So how does Capgemini sell Capgemini's proposition to their customer? Well, now it's my job as part of their portfolio to fit into their sales motion rather than say, actually, you should sell Capgemini and ForeScout. Actually, you should sell Capgemini and ForeScout's past the Capgemini portfolio. So a lot of it is you at a top level understanding how do Softcat sell and how can you add value rather than you sell A, B, and C. I know you want to sell A, B, C, D, and E. Oh. As a matter of fact, I want you to sell A, B, and C, and I'll tell you what, I'll just be underneath you, kind of part of the A, B, and C rather than being A, B, C, D, and E. Bad analogy, but you can kind of see where you're going. So I think a lot of it is don't just show up and throw up and this is us, we're the best. Actually understand what value do you provide to what parts of their portfolio, how can they add value? Because again, channel's not mutually faithful, but actually a lot of these big partners are selling multiple solutions. So our Softcat selling, I'm using it, backup and availability to A, B, and C that we can get off the back of. Yes, they are. So how does your solutions bed into the stuff they've already sold? That type of value, I think that's the way you can do it.
Talking about partnerships, you have recently consolidated your distribution partners. Why did you do that? What made you come to that decision to consolidate them?
I think I'd rather do a really good job with 1 or 2 rather than an okay job with 3 or 4. And I think, I'd rather invest. So we spend a heck of a lot of money on MDF. MDF is what, Marketing Development Fund, or I call it Make a Difference Fund. But when we give somebody MDF, we don't say go and buy a load of ForeScout polo shirts and golf balls. We say, why don't we do a roundtable dinner with our customers? Why don't we do a channel enablement event? Why don't we do something in face actually at the moment rather than a WebEx? WebExes don't work at the moment, right? Everyone's dull on WebExes. I can't remember the last time I sat on a WebEx, even one of my own, right? And that's saying something, right? Which I shouldn't say. They are brilliant, by the way. Best WebExes you'll ever do. But we got WebEx fatigue of post-COVID. So I'd rather do a high-touch boutique partner event. So I think if I look at my international region, I think last week we did an event in Singapore and we had 15 of our top customers. We spent half a day with them. We opened them up to our roadmap. We were honest and authentic. We then went and lifted and shifted to that in Bangkok. We then, in the UK, if you look on my LinkedIn, I have a great pride when I come to the office and see the office already. I think we had 45 resellers into our recent channel event. And it was just, this is what we're doing.
They're in person?
In person, in Paddington. We had 45. It was standing room only.
Wow.
Because we were just honest and authentic. Guys, what do you think of ForeScout? We've been going 20 years. We've got 3,000 customers. We do many, many, many millions in the UK with you. But are you really aware of the roadmap? If I tell you where we're going as a company and how you can make money out of it, will that be exciting? Yes. If I can tell you how we can leverage your install base, will that be exciting for you? If I tell you how we're not going to invest in services, we want you to do that, and the average servicing deal did it. So from that perspective, it's important. So to go back to the distribution thing, I think there are a lot of really good disties out there that have uniques. My vision is that in most countries I want more mainstream. So I've tried to consolidate on 1 or 2 disties that can service me in EMEA. That's really hard from credit, from control perspective. And there are a few now becoming really big. And then ideally you kind of want a boutique in each region that are also really hungry and can maybe do more services. You don't need 3 or 4 disties in each region. You're devaluing your product if everyone can sell it.
Fair enough. Let's talk about ForeScout. New CEO.
Yeah.
Is there plans to go public again in the future?
God, I hope so. No, actually, public's quite. I don't know. I mean, like I say, an acquisition's kind of, it's fantastic, but is it ever it's made out to be? Why do organisations need to go public? Because they want the next trajectory of cash, fundamentally, right? You go public because people buy money into your organisation, which allows you to do other stuff, right? That's why you go public. Actually, we don't need to go public right now because we're profitable. We're growing at a really nice rate. We've got really good talent. ForeScout doesn't have a talent problem. Maybe we have an awareness problem. But inevitably, when you're owned by private equity, there will be an exit strategy. And the exit strategy may well be that ForeScout might acquire another company and merge it into us. Or the PEs might have another portfolio company, which makes us bigger. And then you go public. But I think, again, you made a statement earlier on about what would you look for in a job. And if you're going to move, I think if anybody moves to an organisation on the golden ticket of you're going to make millions out of stock, sadly you're going to be hugely disappointed in life. I'm still sitting here and working, and I've been through 4 acquisitions. Don't get me wrong, I could afford my Pret sandwich this morning, but I'm not sitting here on a beach. We're doing this in Gerrard's Cross, right? But I think when it depends on where you are on your stage of the journey. So yes, ForeScout's definitely got a huge growth strategy, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the next 2 years. Is that destiny public? Right now, why aren't companies going public? Go look at Netscope. Okay, got some great friends at Netscope. Mike, who runs channel, caught up with him at Infosec. We're actually talking about the channel as a whole, and we share a disty. Netscope, I think, have taken $400 million worth of VC because they wanted to go public, but the market wasn't right for them for the valuations. Why do they want to go public? Because they want to go challenge the bigger boys and they need cash injection. And sure, that means they can go and buy other companies. Look at CrowdStrike, they've got the money, they're buying companies. Look at SentinelOne, they've got the money, they're buying companies. That's why you go public, because you have a cash injection. I think depends on where you are, but we're doing pretty well at the moment. We're growing at a really good rate. We're profitable. New CEO's come on board, Barry, who's what I'd call, and I don't think this disservice, a really good operator CEO. So he's all about the next stage of our journey. We've increased our tech bench. We've got really good technical leaders. We've got good channel leaders. So now it's about operational excellence for us. How do we service our customers better? How do we ensure that our annual recurring revenue is right? How do we ensure that our customer success is really good? We're really good that we have 122% NRR. Our renewal rate is above industry average. So we're doing the right things, but now we're at the stage of how do we innovate more? And I think that's always interesting. New CEOs are good. I mean, I think, was it a CISO last on average 2 years?
Yeah, not even that, is it? 18 months, yeah.
I mean, I've realised as a result of this, of being through 4 acquisitions, I don't want to be a CEO ever. That's the hardest job in the world. Because you get beaten up by the board, you get beaten up by your own staff. You're just constantly being beaten up. It's a tough job being a CEO. You run your own company, right? It's hard. Yeah. But it's also really exciting. So the next growth journey for us is actually quite exciting.